Introverted intuition and extroverted feeling, if we just look at those two main functions, I guess I want to start by saying that one is able to set and develop and set boundaries with those functions. However, they're not naturally as robust or natural, if you like, at setting boundaries. If we look at extroverted thinking, even extroverted sensing, these type of functions tend to be more decisive when it comes to addressing something that the person's not comfortable with, and there just seems to be more of a toughness, if you like, of those cognitive functions. For the INFJ, like I said, it's possible to set and develop good boundaries with our functions, with the NI and the FE. However, for a lot of INFJs, there is developmental issues, if you like, although that might sound heavy. It's really that the INFJ very rarely has another INFJ growing up to help mirror the INFJ's style of processing. So what I think happens for a lot of INFJs is the introverted intuition is, for the most part, unconscious, unrecognized. The INFJ essentially is alone in that function and doesn't even recognize they have it a lot of the time because it's not being mirrored by anybody. And so the INFJ usually spends more time operating, if you like, out of that extroverted feeling function. And if a person has had a difficult childhood, then they're kind of handicapped by not having access to their introverted intuition on a conscious level. And so that extroverted feeling kind of can become, I should say, a function that is there to essentially become a people pleaser. That function is designed to pick up the environment, pick up on the emotions of others. And without that intuition to sort of guide and regulate that function, the INFJ can be vulnerable in just caring and looking after the needs of others. And what that can do is set up an INFJ to be attracted to one-sided intimacy relationships where they're the ones giving out and meeting the need of the other, and not being met themselves. And on a more serious note, it can leave INFJs vulnerable to being attracted, having people like that sort of sociopath personality being attracted to the INFJ because there's sort of like unregulated extroverted feeling, if you like, is giving out, and those sort of sociopath personality types see it as a source of energy to be fed and nurtured and given to, and yet the INFJ doesn't receive anything back, and in fact is left vulnerable to being treated quite poorly by those sorts of personality types. So there can be some very serious ramifications for this undeveloped introverted intuition. But on a more general level, it can just lead to poor boundary setting. And I've made a video called "Don't Waste Your FE Time," which goes into some of what I've just talked about in a lot more detail.